Hello friends, welcome to ACE Tutorials. Today we are going to discuss root locus method to analyze the stability of the system. Root locus is the graphical representation of stability analysis. Here, by varying the system parameter, that is gain k from 0 to infinity, we can observe the movement of roots. To construct the root locus, there are certain rules to be followed. To understand the rules, let us understand the concept of root locus with the following example. In this example, I have considered hut and person. Based on my input instruction, the person has to move to his destination if hut is provided. Hut will be his destination. If there is no hut, then the person will have to move in search of infinite destination. In this, for person we are considering start point, and for hut we are considering end point. Now in this first example, I have considered a plane surface to the left hand side. In this, I have not considered the person or hut on this surface. By considering person or hut on this surface, first we need to provide a path for them. So to provide a path, we need to follow certain conditions. That is, path will be provided for the odd count of person or hut, not for the even count of person or hut. In this second example, you can see I have considered one person and one hut, and I have provided the path for them, which is shown in the red color. Now by following the condition, that is by considering an odd count of person or hut, we have provided this path. So you can see here from the right hand side, if I consider from this point to this point, I am not having any person or hut from this point to this point. That means the count of hut or person from this point to this point is 0, and 0 is an even count. Therefore, for an even count, I am not providing any path. At this point, I have considered the person and the count is 1, and 1 is an odd. Therefore, I am providing path from this point to next count. You can see here the next count is 2, that is an even count. Therefore, you can see here for an even count, I am not providing any path till infinity. So provided the path only for odd count, and you can see that from this point to this point. Now the condition for this person is to move only in this given path. He can move only from this point to this point, that is in the given path. I apply the input to this person, he will start to move in this direction and end with this destination. Now next, in this third example, you can see I have considered only one person. I have not considered any destination for this person. So that means now the destination for this person is infinite destination. First we will see to how to provide the path for this one person. As you know the condition, for an odd count of person or hut, we are providing the path. So you can see here from right hand side, here we are not having any person or hut from this point to this point, that is 0 count. As we know that 0 is an even count, therefore we are not providing any path. Now at this point we are getting one person, that is count 1, that is an odd, and we are going to provide a path from this point and will continue, and will look for the any other person or hut, but we are not having any other person or hut till infinity. Therefore we are providing the path till infinity. Now you can see that when I apply the input to this person, he has to go to his destination, but in this case I have not provided hut for him. Therefore he will move to the infinite destination. But for him the condition is when he want to move to the infinite destination, he has to follow certain angle. I need to provide certain angle for this person, so that by following that angle he will reach to the infinite destination. Now in this example, I will name this person as a asymptote, the person who reaches to infinite destination. For that person I am naming as a asymptote. Now the angle what I am providing to follow for this asymptote, that angle I will be considering as a angle of asymptote. In this you can see here to provide an angle, I need to consider a point. With respect to that point, I need to provide an angle for this asymptote. The point what I am considering to draw an angle, that point we'll call it as a centroid. One thing you need to remember, one is the person who approaches to infinite destination, that name is considered as asymptote, and the angle what we are providing to this asymptote, that will be considered as angle of asymptote, and the point what we have taken to draw that angle, that will be named as a centroid. So now as I apply the input to this person, he will start to move at this angle, that is here I have considered 180 degree angle. At this angle he will reach to infinite destination. In this example I have considered hut, and we'll see how to provide the path for this hut. As we know, we'll follow the same condition. For an odd count of hut or person, we'll provide the path. We'll start to count from the right hand side. From this point to this point, I'm not having any person or hut, therefore it is a zero count. And as we know that 0 is an even count, and we are not providing any path for this even counter. Now as you reach to this point, now I'm getting count 1. Now 1 is odd. For odd count we are providing the path, and I will start to provide the path from this point, and I will see for the next count, but I am not having any next count, therefore till infinity I will be providing the path for this hut. Now we can see here on this surface I am not having any person on the x-axis, therefore this destination is going to be ended by the infinite person. From an infinite path a person comes and occupies this destination. Now this is the general example we have considered to understand the root locus concept. Now let us see the same concept we'll try to relate with the root locus method. In this you can see that root locus method. In root locus method we are going to consider, in place of person, pole we are going to consider, and that is denoted by into, and in place of hut we are considering 0, that will be denoted by circle. This root locus method also you can see I have considered a S-plane surface to the left hand side, and I have not considered any pole or 0 on this surface. Now in the second example you can see that in place of person I have replaced with pole, and in place of hut I have replaced with the circle. Now in this we need to find the root locus path. To find the root locus path, the condition what we have considered in the general method, here also it is same. We are going to consider the odd count of pole or zeros. We'll provide the root locus path only for odd count of poles or zeros. Let us see here, we are going to count from the right hand side. From this point to this point I am not having any pole or 0, that is 0 count. 0 is an even. For even count we are not providing any root locus path, where you can see that I am considering that no root locus path from this point to this point. Now here I am getting count 1, that is 1 pole. So count 1 it is an odd. From this odd count to next count I will be providing the root locus path. I have shown in the red line that root locus path I have written in short, that is RL. So you can see here, now once it reaches to this point it becomes now counter 2. Now 2 is an even, so next we are not having any counter till infinity, therefore from this point to till infinity it is an even counter, we are providing no root locus path. In this way on the real axis we are going to identify the root locus path and no root locus path. So we have compared this general example with the pole and 0. And you can see in the next case, here we are having only one pole. The method to find the root locus path is same. From this point to this point it is even counter, so this part we are considering as a no root locus path, and from here onwards we are getting count 1, that is only one pole. Till infinity we are going to consider as a root locus path. Now as we know that when any pole moves to infinite destination, then we need to provide an angle for that pole. That is, we are considering that pole as a asymptote. Now the angle what I am providing to this asymptote, we call it as a angle of asymptote, and to draw an angle, the point what we are considering, that we call it as a centroid. In this example I have shown for this pole 180 degree, then at this angle 180 degree the pole approaches to infinity. In this fourth example you can see that I am having only 0. In this again this concept is same. We are going to identify the root locus path by just counting from right hand side. From this point to this point I am not having any pole are 0, that is count is 0, even count. From this point to this point we are considering no root locus path. Now at this point we got the count 1, that is 0, 1, that is odd. From this point to next we'll try to see any count is there or not. If not, till infinity we are going to consider that as a root locus path. So now we know that if there is only 0 from an infinite path, the pole comes and ends with this 0. So these are some examples for root locus method. Next we will discuss some more examples for root locus method. So remember that in this the pole is the starting point and 0 is the end point. So when only one pole is there, then that pole we will be considering as a asymptote, and the angle what we are providing for that pole, it will be considered as a angle of asymptote. And to draw an angle, what point we are considering, that point will be considered as a centroid. Now in this example you can see I have considered 2 persons and 2 heads. That means for an 2 person we are having 2 destination. Therefore I no need to provide any angle for this 2 person. Only the angle will be provided if they are not having the destination and if person is approaching to infinite destination. In this you can see now we are having a 2 person and 2 destination. No need to consider any angle. When I provide the path for them, and we know how to provide the path, that only for an odd count we are providing the path. This is the count 1, and from here to here we are providing the path, and this is the even count. From here to here we are not providing any path, and this is the third count, that is odd count. From again here to here we are providing the path, and this will become now fourth count, that is a even count, and from this point to till infinity there is no path. Now when I give the input instruction to this 2 person, this person will start to move in this direction and this person will start to move in this direction. They are going to meet at one common point, and then they are going to come out. One will come out above and another will come out below. Remember that both will not come above or both will not come at the below. One will come out in the above part and one will come out at the below part. Now their intention is to reach to this destination, but remember they can't reach directly to the destination. They should come to the path, and then from there they need to move to their destination. In this, after meeting to a common point, this 2 person will come out, that is one will come out above and another will come out below, and in this way one person will come out in the upper direction and other person will come in the lower direction. Now so this person will go in this direction and arrive at this point, and this person will come and arrive at the same point. Remember they meet at the same point and they arrive at the same point, and one person will go in this direction and end with this destination, and another person will go in this direction and end with the destination. So the point here what they are meeting, so we can say a point where more than one person meets we call breakaway point. In this you can see that when 2 persons are there we are getting breakaway point, whereas here you can see when 2 destinations are there then we are getting break in point. That means here the persons are getting at a common point. So such common point where the persons are arriving, that point we call break in point. So remember when persons are adjacently placed then we will get breakaway point. When huts are adjacently placed we are going to get break in point. So remember breakaway point is nothing but a point where more than one person meets at a point, whereas here also a break in point also same definition, a point where more than one person meets. So this is the difference when 2 person and 2 huts are given. We are not following any angle, just they come out and they try to reach to their destination. Now next in this example you can see I have considered only 2 person. There is no huts for this 2 person. That means I have not given any destination for this 2 person. That means this 2 person will move in infinite destination. When 2 persons are there which are moving to infinite destination, I need to provide them an angle to move to their infinite destination. Now to provide an angle I need to consider a point. Before that you can see the path which I am providing to this person based upon the odd count. You can see that odd count starts from here. From here to next count I have provided the path for this person, and after this we will get even count, and you can see that from here to till infinity I am not having any person or hut, therefore I have considered till infinity no path. When I give the input instruction to this two person, so this person will start to move in this direction and this person will start to move in this direction. Then finally they are going to meet at one common point. As we know that point when two persons are there, we'll call it as a breakaway point. Suppose they are meeting at this point and they are going to come out. One person will come out in upward direction, another person will come out in the downward direction. Now they need to approach to infinite destination. For that I need to provide angle first. By looking into that angle, these both are going to reach to infinite destination. When two persons are there, remember I am going to give the angle. For one person I will be giving a plus 90 degree angle, and for the second person I will be giving a angle of 270 degree. That I can say plus 90 degree and minus 90 degree. Always remember they are symmetrical. When we discuss in the root locus method, so whatever the person is moving in the direction, the opposite person also going to move in the same direction. When you are getting here, when you are giving for this person plus 90 degree to move, you have to give this second person to move in the same opposite direction, that is minus 90. When I consider total, that will be total 270 degree. So first I will consider a point. This is the meeting point. I have to consider one point to draw an angles. I will be considering that point as a centroid here. As we know that the point which I am considering to draw an angle, that point will be considered as centroid, and this point is common meeting point, that is breakaway point. First, by considering this centroid, I am going to draw the two angles, that is one plus 90 degree and another one is the 270 degree. Now you can see that I have considered a point here. This point I am naming as a centroid. This point I am naming as a centroid, and here you can see now this is the point which I have considered as a breakaway point, that these two persons they are going to meet at this point, and once they meet, one person will come upper part and the other person will come to the lower part. So now when he comes, he want to approach to infinity, that is infinite destination. So he needs an angle to reach to an infinite destination. Then he will just observe this angle 90 degree, then he will move towards to infinity at this angle, that is 90 degree towards infinite path. The same way this person also just observe this angle and it will try to reach towards to infinity. So now you can see here this locus is symmetrical to this locus. Now this way, when two persons are there, you can see that they are moving to their infinite destination. One is moving in upward direction, that is 90 degree. Another person is moving in downwards direction, that is 270 degree. We can say minus 90 degree. Now in both the cases, there is no question of deviating to the right hand side or deviating to the left hand side. They will be whatever the input you provide to this two person, they will be going in this left hand side only in the 90 degree and minus 270 direction. So this is the concept for the two person without any destination. Remember, if one person is there, we are getting one angle, that is 180 degree we have considered. If two persons are there, then remember we will be providing for one person 90 degree and another person 270 degree. Now in this example you can see I have considered three persons. Now again I am not having any destination for these three persons to end. So again these three persons are going to move to infinite destination. As we are going to provide the path based upon the odd count, from here to next count, that is this count will become even. So we are going to provide from here to here the path, and for an even count from this point to next odd count I will be not providing any path. Now this the third count, the 3 is odd count and I will be giving the path, and here I am not getting any further count, therefore till infinity I will be providing the path for this person. Now when I give the input to this person, now this person will move in this direction and this person will move in this direction. and they are going to meet at one common point. As we know that the common point we call it as a breakaway point. Breakaway point. Now when they meet at this point, they are going to come out. Their intention is to reach to their infinite destination, but I need to provide the angle for these two. Based upon that angle only they are going to end with their infinite destination. So for this, when three persons are there, then I am going to give the three different angle. For one person I will be giving an angle of 60 degree, and for another person I will be giving an angle of 180 degree, and for the third person I will be giving an angle of 300 degree. So three angles I will be considering in this. One is 60 degree, 180 degree and 300 degree. So to draw an angle I will be considering this point, any one point here. So this point we know that we are considering as a centroid. With respect to this point I will be drawing the first angle and second angle and third angle. Now you can see that by considering the centroid point, I have drawn the first angle that I am considering as a theta 1, and I have taken the second angle, this I am naming as a theta 2, and third angle I am showing here, this I am considering as a theta 3. So this angle I have considered of 60 degree and 180 degree angle, and this is of 300 degree angle. Remember, when three persons are trying to move towards to infinite destination, then three angles you will get. That is, one angle will be 60 degree, and the second angle will be 180 degree, and the third angle will be 300 degree. Now we know that these two, when they move to opposite to each other, they are going to meet one point that we call breakaway point. So once they meet at this point, they will come out, and this person will try to move at this angle, that is 60 degree, and it will try to move in this way, and then going to intersect at imaginary axis, and then it will move towards to infinite path. The same way, as I said, root locus is symmetrical. Here also this person also going to follow in the same way the 300 degree, and then he will follow the same angle, that is 300 degree, and reaches to the infinite path. Now in this way, these both persons have reached to their infinite destination with respect to this angle. Now one thing you have to see that when I have applied the input, they were trying to move. So when they came till here, they were in the left hand side, but after certain input they have reached to the right hand side. So the point what they are going to cross, that we call intersection with imaginary axis. Remember, in root locus method we need to find this value where exactly this person have intersected on the imaginary axis. Anyhow, in root locus method we are going to find the intersection with imaginary axis. Now these two person have approached to infinity. Now you can see that when I apply the input to this person, he will try to move in this direction. Now this angle also 180 degree, and he will see that by following that angle he will approach to infinity. So in this way, all the three person have approached to their destination, that is infinite destination. So one person 180 degree, two person 90 and 270 degree, three person then 60 degree, 180 degree, and then 300 degree. And when three persons are there, then the persons they go to the right hand side of the plane. This you need to remember. Now the same general example we are considering in root locus method. In place of person I am replacing the poles. You can see that here I have shown two poles, and as an hut the endpoints, here the zeros are endpoints. I have shown the 2 points. Now the concept is same. To find the root locus path, we need to see the count of odd count of poles and zeros, and at this point I am getting an odd count. From here to here I am getting an root locus path, and there is no poles or zeros, that is even count, a zero count. Therefore I am considering this point from here to here, no root locus path. So in this way, same way, from here to here it is an even count, it is no root locus path, and from this point to this point, that is a odd count, we are considering a root locus path. and from here onwards it is even count, therefore till infinity we are considering no root locus path. Procedure is same. When I give the input, this pole moves in this direction and this pole moves in this direction, and they are going to meet at one point, a point where more than one branch meets, we called breakaway point in root locus. So that is I have shown here breakaway point, and once they comes out, they are going to arrive at the path where they are going to again meet at the common point. The point where they are going to meet, that point we are going to call it as a break-in point. When zeros are adjacently placed and poles are meeting at one common point, when they are coming in, such a common point we call it as a break-in point. Then after reaching here, they are going to end with this 0, one pole, and another pole is going to end with this 0. So now the same way you can see here the second example also. When only two poles are there, they are going to move in this direction as I have explained in this example. Then they are going to meet at one point and they are going to come out, and as we know that there is no destination for these two poles, therefore they are going to approach to the infinite destination. But we need to provide an angle to move towards to the infinite destination. That is, here I am considering one centroid point, and then from there I am drawing an angle, first angle that is by 90 degree, and second angle I am drawing by 270 degree, so that the path can be symmetrical. If this is an plus 90 degree means this is minus 90 degree. When I say take total, it is 270 degree. Now once this pole moving in this direction and this pole is moving in this direction, they are going to meet at one common point. So a point where more than one branch meets, we call breakaway point. Once it meets and one pole will come out in this direction and other pole will come out in this direction, and they follow the angle and they move towards to infinite path, and this pole also move towards to infinite path. In this way you can see the root locus in this type of example. And in the third example, as I said, now three poles are there, no zeros to end, therefore all the three poles they are going to end to their infinite destination. As similar, you can see here this pole will move in this direction and this pole will move in this direction, then they are going to meet at this point that I have shown here, breakaway point, and both will come out, but not this time with a 90 degree and 270 degree. They are going to tilt with an angle of 60 degree, and this person is going to tilt with an angle of 300 degree. So when they tilt, you can see that they will be not in the left hand side. So after certain time they are going to cross the left hand side, that is they are going to cross the imaginary axis. This point we called intersection with imaginary axis. So here also you can see that whatever the intersection you are going to get plus value, the same minus value you are going to get at this point. So in this way they are going to reach to their destination with these two angle. And the third pole, you can see that now this pole is going to move at an angle 180 degree to the infinite destination. And from these examples we learned that in root locus we will get centroid, angle of asymptotes, breakaway point or break-in point, and then intersection with imaginary axis. So there are some more steps in root locus method which we are going to discuss, and that is angle of departure and angle of arrival in the next video. Hope you understood this video. For more such videos, like and subscribe my channel.